In the heart of Lagos, where the air never rests and horns sing louder than church choirs, lived a girl named Princess Samuel. She was 20, lively and beautiful, the kind of beauty that made people stop talking for a second. She dreamed of becoming a fashion designer, drawing dresses on pieces of old cardboard and saving money from her small sewing jobs. But dreams don't always listen when poverty is shouting. Her father, once a proud trader at Balogun Market, lost everything when his shop went up in flames. Their rent was unpaid, food became a memory, and her younger brother, Prince, hadn't been to school in weeks. Then one evening, as the sun melted into the sky, a black Range Rover stopped in front of their small compound. A man stepped out. He wore a suit that looked more expensive than their entire house. His gold wristwatch shone like fire. It was Chief Donald Obi, a billionaire known for his businesses, his power, and his ability to make people obey without raising his voice. He smiled politely, but his eyes were cold. "Your daughter is a jewel," he said. "I'll marry her. Name your price." Her father's lips trembled. "Chief, Princess is only 20. I'll take care of her," Chief said quickly. "She'll live like a queen. And I'll clear your debts. All of them." That night, Princess came home from the tailor shop and noticed her parents whispering in the sitting room. She stopped by the door. Her father's voice was low but heavy. "Ego, this marriage will save us. Do you want Prince to end up begging on the streets?" Her mother's reply cracked like glass. "But she doesn't love him. She'll be miserable." Her father slammed his hand on the table. "Love can come later. Right now, we need money." Princess's heart thudded. She covered her mouth with her hand. Tears burned her eyes. They were selling her life for comfort. Before she could think, she picked up her bag and ran. She ran past the street where the plantain seller waved at her every morning. She ran until her slippers tore. She didn't know where she was going. She only knew she couldn't stay. "Princess," she heard her mother's voice screaming behind her. "Princess, come back." But Princess didn't stop. The night swallowed her tears. She ran to Eco Bridge, where the wind was cold and the city lights shimmered on the water. Her phone buzzed with calls. Mama, Papa, even her best friend Ada, but she couldn't answer. Then the rain began to fall. Heavy, wild rain. She stood there shivering, her hair sticking to her face. For the first time, she realized she had no plan, no money, no place to sleep, no one she could trust. When the lightning flashed, she saw a shadow walking toward her, a young man holding an umbrella. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked. His voice was calm, but his eyes were full of worry. "You shouldn't be out here alone." Princess hesitated. "Please, I just need a place to sit. I don't want to go home." The man nodded slowly.
"Come."
"There's a small shop nearby where I work. You can stay until the rain stops." That was how Princess met Toby, a stranger who would soon become the reason she believed in kindness again, and the reason Chief Donald's empire would shake. The rain poured like the sky was angry that night. Princess and the young man, Toby, ran together under his small umbrella. He led her through narrow streets until they reached a small shop covered with blue tarpaulin. Inside, there were benches, a small stove, and the sweet smell of roasted corn. "Sit," Toby said gently. "You're safe here." Princess sat, still shaking from the cold. Her hair was dripping wet, her clothes clung to her skin. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling. Toby smiled, handing her a towel. "You're welcome. My name's Toby. I sell corn and recharge cards here. What about you?" She hesitated. Should she tell him? If he knew who she was, he might tell her parents, or worse, Chief Donald. "My name is," she paused, "Sarah." Toby nodded. "Nice to meet you, Sarah." He didn't ask more questions. He simply boiled water for her to drink, cut some roasted corn, and turned on a small radio that played soft music. For the first time in days, Princess, now Sarah, smiled faintly. By morning, the rain had stopped. The sun shone again, bright and proud. Toby gave her a small wrapper to change into while her wet dress dried. When she stepped outside, she saw how humble the area was: small shops, children playing barefoot, people greeting each other warmly. It was poor, yes, but peaceful. Sarah, Toby said, you can stay here for a while if you want. I live behind that shop with my auntie. She won't mind. She wanted to cry again, not from sadness, but from the strange kindness of a stranger. Thank you, she said softly. Meanwhile, back in Surelair, her house was on fire with panic. Her mother hadn't slept all night. Princess is gone. Donald's men are calling every hour, she cried. What if something happens to her? But her father paced the room, anger written all over his face. She'll come back, he said, though his voice shook. Where will she go? She has no money. But deep inside, even he knew his daughter was not the type to run halfway and turn back. 2 days later, Chief Donald himself arrived. His black car parked in front of their house again. He stepped out in his usual suit, his face dark with fury. Where is she? He asked. No one answered. I said, where is my fiancée? Her father fell to his knees. Chief, pleased, she ran away. We've been looking. Chief's voice grew cold. Do you know what happens when you waste my time? He turned to his driver. Find her. I don't care how. If anyone helps her, they'll regret it. Back in the small market area, life was slowly becoming normal for Princess. She helped Toby sell corn, washed plates, even smiled again. But every time a black car drove by, her heart stopped. At night, she lay awake thinking, did Mama cry? Is Papa angry? Did Chief find out I ran away? Then one afternoon something happened. While she was at the stall selling corn, a man in a brown uniform walked by, holding a phone. She heard him talking loudly. That billionaire Chief Donald? He's looking for one small girl that ran away before their wedding. Her name is Princess Samuel. Big reward if found. Princess froze. The roasted corn fell from her hand. Toby noticed immediately. Sarah, are you okay? She looked at him, tears welling in her eyes. Toby, my name is not Sarah. He frowned. Then who are you? She took a deep breath, her voice breaking. My name is Princess Samuel, and I'm the girl they're looking for. Toby stared at her, speechless. Then slowly he smiled. Then we'll just have to make sure they never find you. But neither of them knew that Chief Donald's men were already close. The sun was just waking up, spreading gold across the city. At Toby's small shop, the fire crackled as he roasted corn. Princess sat quietly beside him, her mind far away. She was tired of running, but fear kept her heart beating fast. Chief Donald's men were everywhere now, checking markets, knocking on doors, even visiting churches. They carried her photo around like a wanted poster. And the worst part? The reward for finding her was huge. People who had once smiled at her in the market would gladly sell her out for that kind of money. That afternoon, a black SUV passed slowly down the street. 2 men inside were staring out the window, scanning faces. Toby noticed first. He whispered quickly, Princess, go inside. Now. She froze. You think they... Go, he said sharply, already pulling down the shop curtain. She ran behind the small wooden shop and hid among the sacks of charcoal. Her heartbeat was loud enough to echo in her ears. The men stopped. One of them came out. He was tall, wearing dark shades. He knocked on the shop wall. You there? You seen this girl? He asked, holding up her picture. Toby wiped his hands with a rag, pretending to be calm. Never seen her before, Oga. She fine oh. Wish she was around here. I for toastam, he joked. The man squinted, not smiling. If you see her, you talk. Chief no like wasting time. When they left, Princess came out shaking. Toby, they almost found me. Toby placed his hand gently on her shoulder. That's why you can't stay here anymore. You need somewhere safer. That night, he took her to his auntie's church on the edge of town. A small building with blue walls and a wooden cross that leaned sideways. His auntie, Mama Peace, was a big woman with a kind face and a strong voice. When Toby told her everything, she stared at Princess for a long time. Then she sighed. My daughter, what you did took courage. Many girls would have given up their life for money. You chose peace over riches. You can stay here. No one will find you under God's roof. Princess's eyes filled with tears. Thank you, Ma. For the first time in weeks, she slept without fear. She woke to the sound of singing. Women sweeping the compound, children laughing. Mama Peace gave her a job, helping in the small nursery behind the church. The children loved her instantly, especially a little girl who called her Auntie P. Days passed, and Princess started smiling again. She began drawing dresses in her small notebook, dreaming of the fashion shop she would one day own. Toby still visited every day, bringing roasted corn and laughter. Sometimes he watched her from a distance, and it was clear he was falling in love. But trouble was never far. One evening, as the sun fell, a black SUV stopped across the road from the church. Two men stepped out, one holding her picture. Inside, Princess was sweeping when she heard someone shouting her name. Princess! Princess, hide! They're here! It was Toby, running fast, his face pale. She froze, the broom falling from her hand. Mama Peace grabbed her arm. Come with me. They ran through the back of the church, past the nursery, into a small storeroom filled with bags of rice. Mama Peace pushed open a small wooden trapdoor that led under the floor. Hide here, she whispered. Don't make a sound. Princess crawled in, her heart racing. The space was dark and smelled of dust. Through a small crack, she could see feet walking past, black shoes, shiny, moving fast. Search everywhere, one of the men barked. Chief wants her alive. Toby stood outside the church, trying to look calm. She's not here, he said. Only Mama Peace and the children. One man stepped closer. Boy, I've seen your face before. You're the one with the corn stall, eh? Toby's throat went dry. Plenty people sell corn, Oga. The man smirked. Maybe, but not plenty people lie to Chief Donald. He took out his phone. Let's call him. Under the floor, Princess could hear everything. Her chest tight, her hands shaking. If Chief came there himself, it would all be over. And just when the man lifted his phone to call, a loud scream came from outside. One of the church children shouting, Fire! Fire!